The Giants are 1-0 in 2019. Unfortunately, it is the preseason, but hey, it's better than losing, and we beat the Jets, so that's all good with me. It was a fun game to watch for a preseason game. Unfortunately, they had the Thunder and Lightning hour delay. That kind of sucked, but luckily there were other games on to watch, so I got to watch my boy Josh Rosen and Dwayne Haskins play and all these kind of guys, and it was pretty fun. So it wasn't the worst delay in the world. So yes, it is preseason, but there is a lot to touch on in this game. We have a lot of young players, position battles, all that kind of crap. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and let's get into it. So the way I did this was I was taking notes during the game, so this is going to go in order. The first thing I noticed, obviously, was Jabril Peppers with the near pick six, which would have been amazing. The fact that he even got there was a good play, so I don't want to like discount or anything like that. But it'd be nice if he caught that. It was a tough catch if you look at the replay, which I'll put in here, of course. But for him to have a pick six on Sam Darnold and make a great first impression on Giants and Jets fans, that would be pretty cool. But unfortunately, did not come up with it. For Julian Love, we saw his first rookie mistake on the Jets touchdown. I wouldn't even call it a mistake. It was just what he did not do right. And Carl Banks said it well that he has to fight over the top of that pick. And, it sucks for him because he's playing safety and corner. He's probably 21, 22 years old. And, it's a much faster league. So it's tough for him. I'm not going to come out and yell at him. I think he had some really nice plays in this game. I'll go over those later as well. So, that sucks. But it is preseason. So, hey, learn from it. Don't make it happen in the regular season. And on the Eli play, I didn't watch this, and the all 22 version hasn't came out yet, but when it does, or if it does, I will definitely look into this. A lot of people at the game are saying that Red Ellison was wide open on the first play action that Eli ran, which I believe was the first offensive play for the Giants. And if that's the case, then that sucks because I think he checked down for like 4 yards or something like that. So that's my problem with Eli at this point in his career. He's just not willing to take the chances. The quarterback that followed him was taking the chances, and we'll get into him in a little bit. I thought Dalvin Tomlinson did some nice things, and then now we're on to Daniel freaking Jones, which everyone wants to talk about. He couldn't have played any better. It was literally perfect. I mean, for some reason, I had a feeling he was going to come out and have a nice outing, but not this nice. You know what I mean? He was perfect. I wish he played more drives, but I understand where Pat Shermer's coming from. You want to get this guy's confidence high, especially after all the crap people said about him, and myself included in a way, but mine wasn't against Daniel Jones. It was saying my GM, Mr. Dave Gettleman, probably should have taken him at 17. But that's behind us. So I was never against Daniel Jones, the player. It was just the point they took him at. But I'm very happy he's playing well. A lot of people seem comfortable with this pick now. And man, if he turns into a great quarterback, then I will have to praise Dave Gettleman, which I don't want to do. But if he becomes great, and that's the most important position on the field, there's nothing else I can do. So really, I mean, if you were just a non-football fan and you watched this game, you'd probably think this is Daniel Jones' eighth year in the league or 10th year in the league. He looked like a veteran, knew exactly where to go with the ball. The ball placement was perfect aside from the first throw where Latimer had to jump up and get it. But outside of that, everything was perfect. The Golden Tate throw, the Benny Fowler throw before the touchdown, even the touchdown throw, perfect. All in stride, perfectly placed, only where his receiver can get it. I think he looked outstanding. So I'm not going to get crazy about one drive, but everything was flawless. It looked great, and I hope he builds on that great performance. So next in quarter number 2, I have TJ Jones' catch from Alex Tanney. TJ Jones signed with us last week. It was very recent, but he was already out here making some really nice plays for us. I believe he led this team in receiving tonight, so hats off to him. Had a nice game. He did play a lot, but still, I mean, he made the most out of it. Russell Shepard had the touchdown in the second quarter, beginning of the second quarter, from Alex Tanney. Alex Tanney deserves some credit as well. I mean, when the Giants re-signed him, I kind of rolled my eyes. I was like, oh, who wants Alex Tanney? But at this point, he's definitely going to beat out Kyle Lauletta. He did sign a new contract, and the Giants seem to really like him. And it's nice to have a guy like Tanney because in the event that, now we have Daniel Jones, but say we didn't have Daniel Jones, if Eli went down, I kind of would feel comfortable with Alex Tanney. I wouldn't want him, but I feel like the Giants offense wouldn't be completely dead. I feel like he is a capable quarterback. He's not good, Alex Tanney, but he's capable, and he could do something. So he's not the worst option, but I'm glad he's on our team. Julian Love getting beat once again. So Carl Banks once again recommended playing him at safety because he doesn't have the makeup speed, which does make sense. I mean, there's a lot of things to like about Julian Love's game, his technique, the way he sticks with his receivers, but the makeup speed is not there. So if he gets beat, he's kind of just lost, you know what I mean? So he has a tough time making up when he gets beat, but I think putting him at safety in the future is going to make up for all of that. So great play by DeAndre Baker at 11:40 in the second quarter. I believe that was the one they called pass interference on, which like I don't know. I think they should have let that one go. I mean, I'm kind of biased, obviously, but like it wasn't that bad. I think he made a nice play. He wasn't looking at the ball the whole time, but hey, that's hard to do. I mean, you can't expect every corner to be looking at the quarterback. They obviously have to focus on the receiver. So we'll get into more cornerback stuff in a little bit. Chris Slayton made a nice play at 11:20 in the second quarter. I'll put that in there. He was our last round pick from Syracuse, I believe. There was a really nice pass rush with the X-Man, as people call him now, O'Shane Ximenez, and Kareem Martin, who I'm surprised did not get a flag for this play. He didn't hit him in the head, but I feel like based off what I see from the NFL, they usually call this play a flag for like hitting the quarterback above his shoulders, all that kind of crap. But it looked clean based off the replay, so a good no call by the refs there. There was a Jets touchdown on a play action in the second quarter that went to the running back, probably Trenton Cannon, I think it was. And it reminded me a lot of the Jaguars game from last year where they just did play actions and Blake Bortles' inaccurate ass would just throw the ball to TJ Yeldon and Leonard Fournette the whole game. And I had bad flashbacks to week one last year. So 2:40 in the second quarter. Paul Perkins fumbled. That sucks for him because he's definitely on the roster bubble. Don't want to have that. He wasn't really too impressive tonight, and a lot of people forgot that he was even on this roster. I remember making like one of my first commentaries, and I said that he was on this team, and then someone commented, it was like, Paul Perkins isn't even on this team anymore, dumbass, or something like that. But like, no, he's still here. Like, we haven't seen him in like 2 years, but he's still on this team. So we saw him play tonight for the first time in a while. Reggie White had a pretty nice game. I think he had 4 for 60. So, I mean, you know, he wasn't, like, incredible. It wasn't like the Victor Cruz breakout when he became something. But, like, still, it was a pretty good game. He had a lot of people in the crowd rooting for him, so I'm happy he got on the field. I saw him hobbling at one point, but I think he'll be all right. Ryan Conley made some really nice plays. He was all over the place, right time. And I hope he builds off that performance. So it's pretty interesting because Tay Davis started at linebacker. BJ Goodson was still playing in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's not a good look for him at all. He's definitely on the roster bubble. I had, in my prediction video that Tay Davis was going to start over him, but I don't even know if BJ Goodson's going to make the team at this point. It's looking that bad for him. At the end of the second quarter, right before halftime, Julian Love made a nice play. I'll put that in there. Now, on that play, it wasn't the best throw in the world by the quarterback. It should have been more towards the sideline, but the fact that he got over there and just basically slapped at the receiver's arms at the right time, to make sure it wasn't pass interference, it was a nice play by him. So, in the third quarter, Corey Ballantyne had what I thought was a nice play, and then they showed the replay, and he was holding the receiver's wrist basically the whole time. And this new NFL rule is that you can challenge non-calls on pass interference, or I think you can challenge them both ways if I understand it correctly. If not, just, tell me in the comments what the exact rule is. But I think you can comment or challenge if it's a pass interference, non-pass interference. If you think it's the other way, I think you can challenge it. And we saw it reversed tonight. So at first it was called clean, and then they reviewed it, saw Ballantyne was holding the guy's wrist, and they called it a pass interference. So the Jets got, I think, 33 yards out of that play. So, I mean, my opinion on this rule, I kind of like it, but, like, it has to be, like, blatant. Like, I don't want it to be, like, 50-50 and you change it. Like, I want to make sure, like, this is actually a good rule change. I feel like this could suck if the refs are, like, too, I don't want to say anal about it, but like that's basically it. Like if they're just too uptight about this rule, it has to be like very blatant to me. So I mean, this rule could be really good or it could really suck. So we'll see how it plays out this year. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this because it's an interesting rule. Like we've never seen anything like this. I feel like it's we're basically challenging a person's interpretation of a play. So it's kind of weird. But so anyway, I want to get into Davis Webb. So when I first started making videos, so many of you I feel like were commenting like Davis Webb's the future and all that. Like did you see this guy play tonight? Like he was not good at all. I mean, I hope most of you or all of you by now are woken up to the fact that Davis Webb was never that good. And I feel like there's still a few people out there that want him for some reason. I don't know. I'm not getting into that. Just a lot of weird stuff. So Jake Carlock had the interception brought back for a touchdown. Nice play by him. That'll definitely stand out in a coach's mind. And Corey Ballantyne had an interception a little bit later. Made a really nice play there. Laletta to Reggie White. I mean, Laletta had some nice throws in this game. I mean, he wasn't perfect, but he wasn't terrible either. But Alex Tanney did look better, so that's definitely not good for him. So there is fourth quarter stuff, but I feel like it wasn't too important. The only thing that stood out, obviously, was B.J. Goodson playing in the fourth quarter. This guy started a lot of games for us last year, and now he's playing in the fourth quarter of the first preseason game, so definitely not good for him. But it was cool to see the Giants win, score over 30 points. I was happy, and I don't know who we play next. It might be Chicago or something like that, probably next week. So I guess I'll talk to you guys after that game. Let me know your interpretations of this game. How pumped are we for Daniel Jones? All that kind of stuff. I'll be excited to hear that. And thanks for watching.